to Conversations with Karabo, and I'm your host, Karabo Baloi. Here we're going to be having conversations with different people from different walks of life, and they're going to be telling us how they got to where they are in their careers. Today we have someone who is a dear friend of mine. She needs no introduction, but I'll introduce her anyway. Luyanda Duma, HR Enthusiast, radio show host, founder of Alchemist Talent Management. Is there anything else I'm leaving out?
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll tell us more about that.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Anytime. You can actually come here all the time.
I know I'm welcome. This is home, guys. So you'll be seeing my face a lot more than most people.
So let's get into it. Can we start from the beginning? Yeah. When you were young, did you have any dreams and aspirations? What did you want to be?
Ooh, I love speaking about my younger self because I think I haven't really, outperformed her, because I think she had more dreams, was more unapologetic, was less fearful than I am now. So there were a couple of things I wanted to do. I think at some point in my life I want to be a doctor, like any other young person.
She's not a doctor?
Definitely not so wrong. Then I think at some point when I started to step into my confidence and I really enjoyed being in front of the camera, I then started modeling, which then, helped me become the woman that I am, which formed a very formidable foundation. I think I wanted to be a model for the longest of time. So growing up, I always thought to myself, I want to be the next Miss South Africa. Haven't done it yet. So it's not a...
There's still time.
Haven't done it yet. But definitely that was one of my wildest dreams, to become a model, to become Miss South Africa, because I think the one thing that I really wanted to do was to change the world. But the nice thing is that I still get to do exactly that, but in other avenues, and through now my career and through impacting young people's careers as well.
So can you explain to us what an HR enthusiast actually is?
Well, that's guys, it's one of those self-created titles. Basically, I am an HR professional, I'm a consultant, and basically I service small SMMEs on any HR matters, so all full functions of HR, from administration, training and development, onboarding and induction. So call me if you've got a very small business and you need help, contracts, everything. I'm that girl that sorts you out. So I think from there, the HR enthusiast title comes from my love for HR, right? So I'm a big fan of what I do. I'm a big fan of, this function that I perform within. So that's how the name came about. But really, I'm just an HR professional, and I help businesses find the right people at the right time and put them in the right positions.
Okay. Well, that sounds very interesting. I can't be hiring you. I'm sorry. If you were looking for a job. Okay, what subjects did you take in high school? What kind of student were you in high school?
I was a hard worker. And I think I still am. I was a hard worker. I wasn't the most intelligent, but I made sure that I worked very hard to be in the top 10, to be in the top 15. I really always envisioned myself to be in a specific way and to perform in a specific way. So I made sure that I tried by all means to achieve that. So I was a planner. I knew when exam started that this is the amount of marks that I wanted to get for each, and I'd make sure that I come close to it. So I did, what did I do? I did accounting. No, I wouldn't do accounting, guys. I did business studies and science, so physics and life sciences. So I did double science with business studies, and I think it was a balance for me, because as much as all the smart kids take science, so that was the reason why I did science. But the business part spoke to me more, because I think I was an entrepreneur at heart, and I always knew that one day this is the skill that I'll probably utilize the most.
And you're utilizing it right now. Yeah. You have a business.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I can, definitely. So I just recently started a new business. It's called the Alchemy Lab Talent Management. So basically, we are the home of creating authentic, and we house, talents and some of South Africa's big names. If you don't know, Google us.
Oh, well, you can tell us some of those names right now.
No, let's not name drop. Let's not name drop, but basically I manage talent. So basically what I'll do is I help, artists, influencers, actors, actresses, psychologists, you name it, actually build their career. So from your marketing to your PR, we just cover basically everything and make sure that you build a brand that, you know, the world and other organizations want to buy into or see value in partnering with.
What did you end up studying in university?
Initially, I wanted to do forensics, but that didn't work out because of how glamorous I am. So I ended up doing a BCom in industrial psychology, which is the study of human behavior in the workplace. Thereafter, I did my honors in human resources management, hence why I specialize now in HR. And I recently just completed my brand management course through UCT. So yeah, and next I might be doing my master's.
Okay. Are you heading for PhD? Should we be calling you doctor?
Yeah. At some point, I'm going to be Dr. Luyanda Duma.
Yes.
If my surname isn't changed.
Okay. Oh, we're still waiting for that. There is no ring on her finger. Let's just point that out. What piqued your interest in HR? Is there a particular moment in your life? Is there a particular event? What actually piqued your interest to the point where you decided, you know what, I want to take this as far as it can go?
I've always been a person that would always want to challenge the status quo and redefine certain things that I felt like were not fitting for myself. And I think growing up in a generation where we cannot really be boxed, and walking into organization and having to behave in a certain way that is very much traditional is not how we function. We are very hyper-productive, we are energetic, we are creative, we innovative, and I felt like there weren't many spaces for us to perform and, you know, show our value in that space. So I think being and studying human behavior, I realized that a method that might have worked for our moms and dads might not be working now, you know, to kind of manage our employment. So I felt like we needed somebody and people, not just one person. We need, you know, a whole generation of people to change how things are done. And I felt like I really want to be one of those people that actually create that space for millennials, for young people to be able to thrive. And I think that's what inspired the whole thing to say, I can't seem to be fitting in an organization for more than a year. Why? Because I feel like I'm not growing, I feel boxed, I feel like I cannot use my creativity to my full extent. And many people might be feeling that way as well. So I thought instead of just, you know, suffering and feeling like I'm choking in a specific industry, so might as well start creating that environment and culture where young people can actually become and thrive and be their best selves.
Okay. Do you have any tips for students who are looking at studying HR? Do you have any tips for people who are still in high school? What advice would you give to them?
I think really at that point, like I said, because when I started, I wanted to become a forensic scientist. But I think 5 years later, I'm in a completely different field. And it's okay for you not to know at that very moment what it is that you want to study. It's really okay. And I know that a lot of young people face financial challenges when it comes to school. That's just the downside of it. So you don't have the luxury of chopping and changing. But what I'm saying is that in varsity, in high school, you might want to become something else. But you realize that when you enter varsity, you want to do something else. I mean, it's okay. So don't feel bad about, you know, what you're choosing or feeling bad about your interests changing. It happens as you grow, you discover who you are, and you'll do that in many different stages of your life. So 1.1, be comfortable with change. Because I think from that point when you enter varsity, your whole life is going to be changed, you know what I mean? So, and also just pursue something that you love. I think once you find that, give it your all and make sure that you harness and protect and grow, you know, that skill, that talent, or that area of interest. Because the worst thing is being in a space that you don't love, or you're doing something that you don't really love. Because when you don't feel like you're motivated, then you're not going to do anything. But at least if you have that passion for it, even on days when you don't feel like doing it, you still do it.
Okay, well, is there anything else that we should be expecting from you besides your company, your business? Do you want to expand on that?
Definitely. I always think there's a lot that I do. I think if you can follow us on our all social media pages as well as my page as well, if you want to get more career advice at Luyanda Duma, at Luyanda Duma, at Alchemy_Lab, talent management as well. And I think everything else you'll find there, from career advice, any of the speaking engagements that I have that might be of interest to you. And if you'd like to engage me more as well, I do have my email and my bio. My DMs are very much open for work and career related
work.
career related stuff. But for me, I think it's always, my mission is always to fill my cup so that I'm able to pour into other people. So make room for information because I want to give you a lot of it.
Well, thank you. We will be looking out for you in the Miss SA contest, hoping that we can vote for you soon enough. You have definitely made a name for yourself and you'll continue to do so. And I hope that soon enough, we'll be voting.
Yeah, I promise. Thank you so much for having me. This was lovely.
Thank you so much. Now that business is all said and done, we're going to take some Jaeger bombs. What people don't know is I actually went to varsity with Luyanda, and we used to do this all the time.
Right.
So let's toast to the girls we were 10 years ago, and thank the girls we're going to be 10 years from now.
Oh, love her, love her.
Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again. This time you'll have something new to tell us about.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Miss SA.
Thank you.
I will be advocating whatever it is that you do. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, Krabsy. I had to bring that one up.
Thank you for joining us at Conversations with Karabo with your host, Karabo Baloyi. Until next time, please like, subscribe, and share with everybody else. From my heart to yours. All love.